Tutorial on our new mode, manual. So go ahead and start one of your workouts, click view schedule. We're going to click LT405, and then at the top of your button here you're going to see this mode. So click mode. You have 3 workout modes. We can do auto track with guidance on, auto track with guidance off, or manual track. So this is your new mode. Let's click manual track. Notice the mode button changed to this writing icon, and so this means we're going to enter into a manual mode. So let's start the workout. Boom, here's the new screen, guys. So there's a lot of different things that you can do here. I'm going to walk you through some of the steps. First one you could do here is we can actually select the whole group and say we did it, and then move on. You move on by hitting the bottom button over here, moves you to the next set. So if we did that, boom, now we're in group 2. Or we can check these off individually. So if I click here, I could check that one. If I click here, I check that one. If you didn't actually run as prescribed and you want to make a modification, click in here. Basically, you can move this around up or down, whichever way you did it, change your time over here, and then you're done. And it's going to auto check this as well. You have the option to delete what's in here. So if we swipe left, we could delete that rest. Or if it's a run or some other set that you can actually do something with, you can replace it or delete it. So it's your choice. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Let's replace. So now we said we didn't actually run, we went and did a sprint. And let's say we did a sprint for, let's say we did 50 meters. We did that in 20 seconds, something like that. So now we can modify our workouts, and we could actually add as well. So you can add a sprint, walk, jog, whatever we want to do. Let's just say we walked it out we did a minute, and we didn't go too far. We went 72. It took us a minute. So now you have that option, and then you have this after the group rest. This is basically, if you click here, you could see this would be that rest that's pretty much afterwards. And just so you guys know, some of you aren't aware, you can modify and enter your workouts anywhere by just sliding this up and down and hitting the play button, and you'll enter the workout into that group. But since we're still on that rest, let's go back to it and just modify it. If I were to select this rest here by clicking it, I could move on by clicking this button and everything would be good. But let's just say I didn't select it. So most often you'll probably miss that rest at the end, and I select this button here. It's going to give a pop-up. This is our way to ensure that everything in their set has been looked at. So did you complete this group, meaning the whole thing? If you said yes, it's going to select everything and move on. If you say no, it's going to allow you to come back here. And if you say skip this group, basically it's going to track everything that you did and then move on. So it would basically elect everything that you actually did in the group that's checked and let you move on. So this is kind of basically saying only check what I did and move on. We're going to change this language to make it a little bit more familiar with you guys, because I know this is somewhat vague, but this is how it works. Yes means I select everything and move on, all the buttons. No means I'm going to go back and check it, and skip this group means only basically check what I did and move on. So let's say skip this group. And now we're on to this last set. So if I click the end button right now, it's continue to save. You're going to notice that it's going to save what I did, but it didn't add that rest at the end. You can see that it didn't add that rest in set 2. So this is kind of what our new group is. This is tracking mode. I want to show you one other feature here that you can do. So if we start AT1501, and instead of being in the mode manual, let's enter it from auto track. So start this workout in the auto mode.
Get ready in 15 seconds.
We're going to start now. So we're actually in our run. Okay, and all we got to do is if GPS starts going bad or something's going on that you want to start tracking manually, we could just go ahead and say, let me elect this.
Your workout is
here.
paused.
Now you're going to notice that you have a manual mode button here. So if we select that, the issue is this now. If we want to select manual track, it's a one-way trip. You cannot go back to auto mode once you go to manual mode. So manual mode can convert, or once you're in manual mode, you can't leave it. But once you're in auto, you can go to manual. So your current data will actually be transferred. So if you are halfway through your run and need to change, all your information is already calculated. We'll enter into your manual mode, so we copy all that information over, but just letting you know we can't go back to auto. So let's just say yes, and then we hit the manual mode, and you can take it from there. So hopefully this provides you guys enough insights on how to use the new modes. Once we do launch our full suite in the iOS App Store, obviously we'll have tutorials and everything, but as we're polishing, we're just going to do these quick mini videos to keep you guys abreast of what's going on. And feel free to question below if you have anything that I can answer for you or my team. We're happy to do so. Thanks for staying with us, guys. Enjoy.